Shalom Chavrim, I'm Stephen DeNoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Very interesting articles that are coming out in Israel today, right now. Israel National News reporting, and of course the news about President Bashar al-Assad threatening Israel in retaliation for the continued airstrikes inside of his country in and around Damascus will not go without a response from the Syrian military. President Bashar al-Assad, in a meeting with President Putin, has actually stated recently that if the Israeli government doesn't stop launching airstrikes in and around Damascus, that they will retaliate on Ben Gurion's International Airport in Tel Aviv. This will certainly cause tensions to rise, and who knows exactly what would happen if Israel gets involved with Damascus. That would drag the United States in. If the United States gets involved, then Russia will get involved, and you will have nothing but one major Middle East conflict, bringing the Iranians, the Turkish military. Everyone would be involved in an all-out war, and of course Damascus will fall. Don't forget, though, as we have stated to you from a biblical perspective, God is not pleased with those nations that would come against Damascus, because as God says in Isaiah chapter 17, that the fortress of Ephraim will fall when Damascus falls as well. And God also accuses Israel, not the modern state of Israel, but the entire 12 tribes of Israel, which would include NATO, the United States, Israel as well, that they had forgotten the rock of their salvation. It's almost seemingly not as much as Israel, the modern state of Israel, but as those that believe that Yeshua is the Messiah would be the ones that would be responsible for the fall of Damascus. Because when it says they've forgotten the rock of their salvation, it is the Christian community that recognizes that indeed Yeshua was that rock. Israel, the modern state of Israel, has yet to recognize truly who the rock of their salvation is. So I caution in this that this may actually be a war that comes out not so much with Israel striking and getting into a war with Syria, with Damascus, with President Bashar al-Assad, but with the house of Israel through the NATO allies, including the United States, Great Britain, and other countries in and around Europe. Very troubling indeed. Even Turkey could be involved in that war as well. Another interesting thing here, the Jordan King Abdullah is stating here in an article here, Jordan demands world must protect Arab rights in Jerusalem. And of course, talking about how that President Trump is threatening to withhold funds that support the international efforts with the Palestinians there. I hate to say it, but I have to just kind of be honest about that. I think it's about time that the Arabic world kick in with all the multi-billions of dollars of oil revenues that they have. They need to help the Palestinian people as well. It shouldn't just the burden should not just fall upon the United States alone. That should be borne upon as well with the Arab states, because it is their own people, especially the country of Jordan, because the Palestinians are mostly Jordanians to begin with, by descent. The children of Ammon, Lot's children. And they are cousins to Israel. So that's one reason why I think Israelis and Palestinians should get along even better. But unfortunately, there's some outside help to keep that from happening. Also, very happy to see right now the U.S. has no plan to withdraw from Syrian Manbij despite Turkey's warning there. Article here on Sputnik News here, quoting one U.S. general here that is saying that there is no plans for a withdrawal from this region here. It says here, after launching its olive branch operation in Syria's Afrin, the Turkish authorities said that the operation was likely to expand towards neighboring city of Manbij, where the U.S. has some 2,000 of its military personnel deployed. Pulling U.S. forces from Manbij is not something we are looking into, says U.S. Central Command Chief General Joseph Votel on Monday. I am very happy to see that the U.S. is willing to stand there with the Kurdish people in the region. Very, very, very pleased to see that in light of the things that are going on. Guys, stay tuned. Later tonight, we're going to be bringing in another prophetic insight, something that we're doing that I feel led in my heart to help shake Israel, to wake up our people in recognizing who the Messiah is. As all the nations are gathering against Israel today, even in Poland, declaring that they made it a law that you could not say that it's the Polish death camps. And I agree, there's a lot of Poles that were not involved and had no desire to see Nazi Germany come. But there has always been a historical hatred by many Poles against the Jewish people going back years and years and years. Watch the movie Defiance. In fact, it just came on Netflix. My book, Yam Suf, is about that particular story. And we're good friends with the Bielski family to begin with. And you will see how that there was always a hatred between Poles and Jews, historically speaking. But again, there were thousands of Poles that risked their own lives to save the Jews during the Holocaust. But nonetheless, there were many Polish government officials that were sympathizers to the Nazis and helped create these death camps. Very troubling indeed, friends, very troubling. So we are looking to try to reach the Jewish people, opening their eyes to what God's word says today. I'm Stephen DeNoon with Israeli News Live. Shalom.